Madam Secretary, what happened to give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore? Send these, the homeless, the tempest-tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. What happened? Madam Secretary, asylees are not illegals. Madam Secretary, do you know the number of people who came through Ellis Island?
No, sir, not.
I do. 12 million. Do you know where they came from?
All over the world.
I do. Germany, Ireland, Britain, Scandinavian countries, Southern and Eastern Europe. They were not illegals. There was no flotilla in New York Harbor to prevent them from coming to Ellis Island. There was no family separation at Ellis Island. Past administrations have, when asylees were trying to get to this country, found ways to accommodate asylees. They didn't build walls. When the Cubans were fleeing Castro, we created wet foot, dry foot. 1 foot on dry land, and you could walk on in to a pathway to citizenship. Madam Secretary, do you know who Scarface is?
I'm sorry.
I'll tell you. Al Capone, the son of Italian immigrants. Not all of those people who came through Ellis Island were saints. Scarface was a bootlegger, dealt in prostitution, gambling, one of the greatest criminals this country's ever suffered, the son of immigrants. It's unfortunate. I would never want a Scarface in our country. I don't want MS-13 in our country. But I also don't want to see a wall as a solution to a humanitarian crisis. Madam Secretary, these Border Patrol agents are also victims. The children, but the agents are victims too, because they are required to enforce a corrupt policy, a policy that separates babies from their mothers, places them in cages. I was at the border. I saw those babies locked up on top of each other. We would not treat animals. The Humane Society wouldn't allow it, the way those babies were treated. Madam Secretary, they are victims. You have all of these vacancies in part because a good many people don't want to be a part of that kind of circumstance. They're victims too. The children are victims, and the people who are forced to do what they are doing to these babies are victims too. Madam Secretary, here is the problem. We have surpassed our color quota. There are those who believe that we already have too many people of color in this country. And these, one of whom happens to be the President of the United States of America, would institute policies that will prevent people of color from coming to this country. White babies would not be treated the way these babies of color are being treated, Madam Secretary. This is about color. We've opened our doors. You're tired, you're poor. Huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Accept we now have our quota of people of color. I'll yield back the balance of my time.